Just use their common sense. The system will be under very significant pressure today. I think people can see that in terms of the fact that the trade unions are not covering all of the urgent calls, which themselves, category 3, can become very serious. So we're just saying to people to have that in mind in terms of when they're considering what activities they do today.
The government is trying to manage the strikes and protests by providing military personnel. 750 armed forces have been deployed to cover the walkouts, but they will not help with call-outs for critical care or provide any clinical care. Railway workers and passport control officers are also set to hinder the Christmas holiday season as the government continues to resist the growing pay demands. Government officials and healthcare unions are trading blame over the possible loss of life due to these strikes, while experts warn the government about exploiting workers who are already in crisis.
It's all we've got to get the government to take notice. So nobody takes this lightly. I've been talking to people inside. Nobody wants to be on strike. We hate it. We don't want patients to suffer. I certainly don't. I'm not withdrawing my labour today, but I thought it's important to stand in solidarity, to send the message out. The government have got to at least talk to people and work out a solution.
Unions representing nurses and ambulance workers have threatened to continue stoppages in England and Wales if the establishment keeps refusing to discuss payment problems. Nurses have also warned that they will take wider industrial action next month if the government keeps giving them the cold shoulder. Although the strikes are severely impacting healthcare and travel industry, Britons have shown support and empathy for the workers. Nurses and ambulance strikes have been backed by nearly two-thirds of the British public. 66% of the British public say they support the nurses' strike. 63% back the ambulance workers' strike. The strike by the firefighters has the support of 58%. Even the strike by teachers has been supported by at least 50% of the respondents. For more on this story, our correspondent Alex Izat sent us this report from London.
The UK is facing its biggest week of industrial strikes in recent history in the run-up to Christmas, with ambulance workers, customs and immigration staff, bus drivers and postal workers all staging walkouts. Rishi Sunak has insisted he will not back down against striking workers and says the best way to help them would be to reduce inflation as quickly as possible. Now, the unions, whether for rail, nurses or those postal workers, are all fighting for their basic rate of pay to be increased. But ministers are concerned offering higher rates of pay to one group would lead to others demanding the same, which they argue would then make inflation worse for the rest of us. Although there are some Conservative MPs who believe that the government will have to compromise eventually, but it's unlikely to happen before the new year. Now, generally, the public do seem a bit exhausted by this blame game and the strikes that are coming from both sides, although some of the unions are getting more public support than others. Many do believe that nurses and ambulance workers should get better pay, although many we've spoken to believe that there are too many in high-paid managerial roles and there are silos within the NHS that have caused this backlog and put pressure on those doing the hands-on work. A review of all public services really needs to address the failings, whether it's from higher management or the government. But that's not likely to happen anytime soon.